All right, what's up, people? I'm here watching along, and yeah, so we're gonna make two paintings at the same time. I really liked Gundam as a kid, and so now we're going to make a painting on it. So I have this big piece of uh, plywood in my room, and I'm gonna paint on it using a nice piece of big paper. So I'm recording this Sunday, March 29th, and on the other side of my screen, I'm watching the Colombia versus France game, and right now Colombia's down 2-0. Dancing, jamming out right here, having a good time. But I gotta take out the music, or else YouTube will flag me. So yeah, I like to make a nice like mix of colors. I usually like to do like a pink or hot pink or something like that because I normally draw a lot of landscapes and like flowers and leafy green plants. So I was planning on doing that and then also drawing this Gundam head. The design I did from a picture my friend Laura took, and a couple of pictures she took, and I put them together in Illustrator along with the Gundam picture. So yeah, just adding this ink is called like Pink Flamingo. It's pretty bright. Um, it looks like this in person. It's super bright. So yeah, I'm just kind of making a mess, but you know, I'm having fun here. This is for fun, guys. This isn't for, I'm not trying to teach a realism course or anything. I'm doing this because this is like my therapy. I love doing it. It's my passion and it's what relaxes me, really. So don't take anything too seriously here. This is all for fun. And if you like to paint, um, send me a link. I'd like to see your work. They just added 4 minutes to the Colombia and France game. They're doing horrible. But I'm wearing my jersey. My parents are Colombian. I was born in the US, but I am Colombian. So every 4 years, I watch some soccer, and I'm super hyped about it. So I can't wait for the World Cup this year. I'm sure they're going to do good. And even if they don't, I'm here through the thick and thin, the good and the bad, the pretty and the ugly. Uh, here's a this is a noodle. It's called Noodler. Well, the company's called Noodlers Inc. And they have this bright, bright, bright fluorescent yellow. Let me grab it. It's like one of my favorite inks that I've gotten from this company. Um, it's just like a super crazy color. I think it's like pig. Where's the thing? It's like when pigs fly or something. Oh, here it is. Year of the Golden Pig. The intolerance of free expression is the politically correct. Draw a pig for freedom. Year of the Golden Pig. The golden year of the pig was banned by the Chinese Communist Party for advertisements or mention on state-controlled media. Bulletproof. 4 ounces. Yeah, I don't know what's a. Yeah, I guess this ink is banned in China. I don't know. Pretty random. But it's basically like highlighter ink. Incredibly bright. Yeah, just making a mess, filling in these holes in between the colors. Um, Also, I was using a house painting brush, and it's kind of tough on this paper. This paper isn't very thick, Um, I just go to the art store and just grab big pieces of paper. Sometimes I pay attention to what it is, but sometimes I don't. Art supplies are expensive, and I'm really bougie, so I make a point to not get the most expensive thing in the art store sometimes, for the most part. So um, I try to get the middle ground. This is a pretty thin piece of paper. It's like thicker than regular paper, but it's not like the big, real thick cardboard stuff that I also have used before, and that's nice to use. Yeah, just making a mess here. All right, see now you can see the design that I made of the Gundam. It's from the original Gundam show. Just using like a carpenter's pencil, and I'm not too worried about if it shows up or not. Um, you can see how much I look at the screen. This is so funny to see it from my point of view. Yeah, just kind of blocking it in, getting a generalized area of where the head is. Could I do this a lot more technically proficient? Sure, I totally can, but I'm really impatient and I like that it looks like I did it, and I'm very impatient, so I know what it looks like when I do it because it's just kind of like a little rough, you know? A friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, his name's Sol. He's a graffiti artist and incredible artist. Now he does tattoos. He told me a long time ago, he's like, the good drawing is bad drawing now. And I couldn't agree with him more. Like just look at contemporary art shows. Like a lot of stuff is just like bad as in not photorealistic, kind of messy, very expressive. And I mean that's how I draw too, so I don't take offense to it, you know. People just get so offended by anything, especially in art and art critique. It's also kind of hard to not sound like an asshole if you're just talking about someone's art. It's like a very delicate, um, what do you call that? Tightrope walk, you know, trying to figure out what you're gonna say. Um, yeah, I'm trying to see if I can move around so I can zoom in on something on the screen, but guess not. Normally you do this at the beginning of the drawing, do the little grids, but I just forget, and I just kind of shoot from the hip with a lot of things. As you can see, my room is a little kind of messy, but not really. That little stack of stuff right there is literally just to use up for scrap. And you never know when you're gonna need a bunch of napkins or just old paper that you need to cover something up or even package something, you know. So I try to save all that stuff. Um, so yeah, now I moved on to a crank fine tip marker with white ink. Sorry, took a sip. Hopefully it didn't. Hopefully that didn't record too hard, too well. But yeah, I'm just kind of blocking it out and getting a better drawing of this. Oh, my roommate scared the crap out of me. Um, yeah, so I'm doing two drawings at the same time. I like to, well, normally I sketch something, which I did. I did just two sketches. I think I show it on the screen later. I did two sketches of this, small, and then I do like a bigger exploration experiment picture, and I just see what sticks, I guess, what I like. And I like to experiment, and even from one picture to the other picture, I like to experiment and just do like little differences to make them to just see what would happen if I use like a different art supply. I have a lot of art supplies, and I really try to use them up, but it's a pretty constant influx of more stuff that I buy. So I'm just trying to see I'm just having fun with it. So I'm really just experimenting every time I paint and enjoying the process and just turning off my brain. Normally I like to listen to music, but it's been kind of difficult with the Ray-Bans, because I do kind of want to get the sound of the instruments that I'm using. Instruments as in, I mean like the paint, the pens, the markers, all that stuff makes sounds, and I know that it's like actually kind of relaxing to hear those things. So this is a bigger crank marker. This is like my favorite marker. Not the color, but the style of marker. It's called a this is actually the F Pantone version, but it's the K-60 Crink, Krink, Crink paint marker. I love Crink paint markers. They're like super runny and they make a mess, and I just I just really like when the ink runs and stuff. Also, like when you mix it a la prima, when it's like still wet, it makes a really interesting effect because these are alcohol markers. So when you mix the alcohol and like one that's drying a little bit, it kind of like disperses weird, which is really interesting. This is the Gundam's chin. It's kind of like a Sphinx chin a little bit, but obviously not as long. But it is pretty like pointy. And I'm doing the little like bandana mask thing that the Gundams have on their under their face mask helmet thing. I put my computer over there because I don't want it to get covered in paint, so I try to keep it a safe distance just in case. I hope this isn't like too much movement. Please let me know if it's moving too much. Like, I try to get a lot of the painting that I do on camera so that I can at the end do this really long video and add them all together and have a nice long video for people to watch. Because I watch a lot of artists, artists and interviews, gallery walkthroughs, and artist painting. I feel like it's really relaxing. I guess it's kind of like how if you like video games, you can watch people play video games. Because I know when I used to play video games, I wouldn't watch a lot of it because I mean that was a long time ago. I haven't played video games in a while. But you know, like when I was a kid, we would play like a one person game, and all the other kids would be in the living room watching and like telling the kid what to do. Like, hey, no, no, don't jump over there. You have to jump over there. And then we get all mad and stuff, which is funny. Using my brother and sister or my cousins. Um, but yeah, it's like really relaxing to, I guess, just watch people work in general. Because I watch a lot of YouTube. Surprise, surprise. Um, a lot of arts history stuff, science stuff. I love like learning about quantum physics. I don't know anything about it other than what I've learned in off of YouTube and like from yeah, just random podcasts and stuff. But a lot of stuff about Egypt. I love Egypt stuff, Egyptian folklore and stuff and mythology. Um, so yeah, here I'm just kind of doing this like in graffiti they call it like your hand style, your like your I guess your you could say it's like your custom own cursive. Um, and I just let my hand go and just try to fill in some gaps. And I use it to as the foundation to fill in more stuff later. A lot of times I actually do write if I'm trying to fill in a spot, I'll write something like buena suerte, good luck. Buena suerte is good luck in Spanish, but I'll write it in Spanish and in English over and over again as a background to build off of, and it's really fun to do. I feel like it imbues my painting with good luck because I believe it does. So it does because that's how magic works. If you believe in that sort of thing, which I do, but doesn't hurt nobody to have positive thoughts. And I'm a really positive person, and that's how I think. So hopefully you do too. It's way better than being super negative all the time. You know. Um, yeah. So that's a on the run OTR blue marker. I'm being really careful here because this one time, yeah, see how it was the cap was stuck to the underneath the nib was stuck to the cap. Um, a little bit ago, I opened the blue one and it kind of went everywhere. So now I'm like, I was very careful. So I'm trying to, the picture I'm looking at has bougainvilleas. So I'm just kind of filling the foreground with those bougainvilleas. One of my favorite flowers. It's just such a beautiful color that contrasts off of the green of the leaves, of its own leaves. Um, that make me really happy. I really like that flower. Also, it's kind of like a weird petal. It kind of looks like four shields, and like they're connected in the middle, like knights, like the shields of a knight from like Camelot. Um, Making smaller ones so they seem like a little further away. Mm, yeah, so you can see my abracadabra tattoo, so you know that I really do believe in this, in magical thinking, almost in a delusional way, but not in a dangerously delusional way, just in a positive thinking sort of way. So right here, you can see the drawing that I did. It's actually a drawing I did a long time ago. Oh no, this is the first one. No, this is the most recent one. Yeah, so this is a drawing that I based off of this picture that my friend Laura sent me. She's in Colombia right now, and she's always taking beautiful pictures of beautiful like views and vistas. And tropical flowers and trees. So I'm always telling her to like send me the original so I can use it to draw off of. And yeah, you can see it pretty good there. And it's funny, I kind of like the because this is I guess the ratio, the angle of the paper is like taller than it is wider. It's skinnier than the paper that I'm using on the wall on the real the big painting, the bigger paper painting. So like I use it as a rough guide. I just kind of let my hand go and not too calculated, just more vibe painting, I could say. Painting as a vibe, painting for fun. Um, just really in the zone, I guess I could think of it. And honestly, what I'm thinking about is just trying to cover most of the painting, um, being a little balanced, but not too balanced, if that makes sense. Being a little, it's like perfectly imbalanced, I guess I could say. Just building and building more and more layers. The Columbia game started again. They're down two in the second half, 47 minutes. So hopefully they turn it around. So if I yell, it's because they scored. Okay, yeah. So I'm just building and building on this so that, it makes it very interesting. See, this is what I was talking about, the hand style. It's just like very like stylized random movements. Um, yeah, I don't know how else to put it. I really don't have any negative space in this painting. Um, I think some paintings definitely do need some negative space, but I wasn't too worried about it in this one. I also liked that I really exaggerated the little horns on the Gundam's helmet. I think sometimes some people that draw um popular pop culture stuff or anime stuff, they do it too exact that it doesn't really give it any, they don't really stylize it. They just make it uh, you know, it just looks like the same thing, but I don't like to do that because I like to make it look like I did it. And before I used to be like, "Oh, this isn't perfect," and blah blah blah. But in reality, it's just my style because that's what I've decided, and I really like it. And I'm making this stuff for me, honestly, because I'm gonna frame this and I'm gonna hang it up, and it's for me. Until someone wants to buy it, then that's another conversation. That's great, but I think that's the only way you get to make it good art is that you make something that you like yourself. And I've tried commissions before where people want me to paint something in a style X, like they gave me a picture and they're like, "Oh, paint it like this." And it's like, no. I'd rather just not do it. Um, so if someone likes my style and they want me to, paint a theme or something like that, then great. Then it's like, under their direction, but not really like exact specifications of a style that isn't my style. Um, like I have a police shield. I've painted two police shields, and it was a birds of paradise flowers on them, and then with graffiti markers, and then I added the heavy texture drops of paint afterwards on top of everything. It looked great. But this other guy wanted one. He sent me like a AI image, like something ridiculous, like the Statue of Liberty in DC with like a rainbow flag umbrella and like a tree. I'm like, this isn't even remotely like my style. So no, I'm gonna gladly say no. Peace and chicken grease. Um, yeah, I'm trying to have fun. I'm not trying to do homework. I guess that's the best way I could put it. It's fun for me to draw something I want to draw. It's not fun for me to do homework, you know? Uh, and that's what I'm sticking to. Columbia just did an awful kick, but I'm not giving up hope yet. They have a good amount of time. They could totally win. At least one for sure. Yeah, so right here, this is these are Sakura solid paint sticks. They're really fun to use. It's kind of like large, it's like adult crayons, I guess I could say. Um, Adult because I don't know if they're toxic, but um, probably not great for you. But they're solidified paint for high temperature. So it's like to use on like engines or manufacturing, stuff like that. But I really like to paint with it, you know, um, especially because you can easily see the layer of color underneath it. And yeah, like I think adding to the layers instead of blocking everything out is better. And that one was broken, so that's why I had that tape on it. I had to like squeeze it with the clamps I use to stretch the canvas. So sometimes you have to be careful with them because the little like the screw in them breaks and then you can't push it out anymore. So you have to like basically use a vice grips or something to squeeze it out like a banana. Um, but yeah, this is very relaxing, even for me to just watch. Adding and adding and adding and adding, and then I wait a while for this to dry. I think it dries overnight, and it dries super flat. Here I'm adding these rays of light. I think I'm just gonna not talk for a while and just let you watch, and I'll chime in if I have any more info. Yeah, so here are the light rays, ultralight beams, ultraviolet. Columbia just took a free kick that went nowhere, but it's okay. Filling in those beams, beams of light. So now I'm doing it to the other one, so they're a little similar. Pew, pew. Now this is oops paint. This is like you can go to Home Depot and in the paint section they have like little samples that people get to try out in their house. Um, and sometimes they don't want it, so you get like this little can of paint. This is house regular house paint. And it's like $2, and it's gray. Sometimes they're really weird colors, but I love this gray. It's like super flat. It paints on really thick, and it's exactly what I needed for this. And I just bought it randomly a couple weeks ago, so it's really nice that I got to use it on this. Um, it's thick boy. Um, it definitely completely opaque and covers up everything else underneath it. Man, this Colombia versus France game is really one-sided. Also, it feels like the ref is not calling France's fouls at all. Pretty whack. Filling funky helmet and this radio antenna. Bzzz. That's what it sounds like when it pops out. Bzzz. So, like a lightsaber. Oh, so yeah, this project was really fun and like a little different than what I normally do. But I'm always exploring and trying new stuff and fun stuff, and I think it's kind of boring to just do the same thing over and over again. didn't want to go over that part, so I'm using a little towel to clean it up, which I almost never do. I kind of just roll with it normally. Um, Here's like its shoulder pad. I feel like on one of them I did it really well, and the other one it just doesn't look like anything. Like one looks like a shoulder pad, or like I guess like a it looks like a hood scoop, like on a car, like on the hood of a car. And the other one just kind of looks like shapes, shapes. Um, but what I think at the end it looks really cool. It really comes together. Mm. In this next portion of the video, oh, this is, and also I'm using my Ray-Ban Metas that I just got to record all this stuff, and I'm telling you, like, it's just made all this so much easier because before I was using like my phone, and you know, you can't do anything while you're using your phone. It's incredibly hard to do something and record. So these have been great. They've really allowed me to be able to make a YouTube, really. So I'm really happy to be able to finally make some videos for this channel. I have some old videos on here. It's like when I was in the military and a jump master, which is like the soldier or the team in charge of the safety and what people are doing on the plane before they jump out in an airborne unit. So I have like my first jump as a jump master, or yeah, something like that. That's from way back, uh, I- like 4 lives ago, 9 lives ago. Um, so it's kind of funny that I started this channel way back then. I had one of those like weird. It was like right when GoPro came out, and I didn't get a GoPro. I got this other company that is like it's kind of like a long thing camera, and then the lens. It's kind of like lens shaped, and I like bolted under my helmet and used that. Pimp down. This is looking kind of tight. I mean, like a little, not perfect, but I think that's kind of what I'm going for, anyways. I really like it. I don't know what these random spikes are, but I don't know. I just felt like making more spikes. I feel like Gundams look really cool with extra spikes. It's kind of metal. Boom, 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 boom. You know, like that. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, the spikes originate from the gem thing. Didn't think of that. You know, something like that. A human made this. What? This looks fucking tough now. It's fucking tough, mate. Sorry. That's a really bad accent. Loving it. Love it a lot. Let's do the other one. I just realized that this has like a red chin. My chin is red. This one's a little different, but that's okay. These angles are kind of goofy, but I don't care. I think it looks kind of tight. This solid marker is so freaking cool how like thick it gets on here. It's just like, I don't know, it just feels very different than anything else. It's really cool. Really cool. But you have to hit it on like the edge. See, it looks kind of different right there, see? I see some pain behind those eyes. Oh man. This is so fun. I can't tell you how much fun this is. This is so silly and fun and purely just for myself. This looks freaking crazy. You gotta be really careful with this stuff because it is super runny and it'll go on everything. Also, it takes like a lot of practice to get this like perfectly right, which I definitely don't have, but I have a lot of respect for Crank, man. Like, he probably just does it so quickly now, just whoosh, super fast. But this takes like a lot of work to get to a point where you can do simple things or make things look simple, but in actuality they're like pretty complicated. Like, oh, just pour this really runny liquid in a very straight line. Like, it's a lot harder than you think. It's kind of funny. But that's the fun thing about experimenting. Like, you can just explore and appreciate things you wouldn't normally think about. I also really like that I accept the fact that probably everything's been done, so I'm free to just do whatever I want and just have a good time and not worry about copying somebody, like, because at some point, like, you're copying somebody if you want to or not. Either way, it's always like, at the end of the day, I'm making something with paint to hang on a wall. So, I mean, it's been done before, so I'm free to do whatever I want and try whatever I want. That's how I think, at least. Okay. Also, all this stuff is like super corrosive. Probably not great for paper. So, who knows how long this will last, but maybe that's part of it, you know, like, maybe it won't last 200 years, but maybe that's the point. I mean, you know, that's why flowers are beautiful. They only last a little bit. And I love flowers. So, everything is temporary. Except the Sphinx. But eventually that'll be temporary too. Or I guess in a better way to put it is, given enough time, everything is temporary. This looks freaking tight, bro. I can't wait to get it done. I mean, I can't wait. That's the whole point, I guess. It's the process, man. too impatient here. Slow down. Slow down. Okay. I've used almost this whole bottle on these two paintings. It's kind of crazy, but they look really great. I'm getting these paintings ready for a pop-up show that I'm gonna do at a tattoo shop of a friend of a friend's. So hopefully it goes well. I sell something, and it's just like kind of difficult to like figure out price points for things, because it's like I'm kind of guessing since it's the first time I've done it, and I don't know how many people are just like, I don't know what their budgets are, so I'm gonna bring things that are in every budget. But this is definitely gonna be, I don't know, I gotta think about how much I'm gonna price this for, because it's kind of difficult. Like, just this bottle itself I think is like 80 bucks. I totally pulled that number out of nowhere. I just checked, it's 25 bucks. You know, and I use like half of it here. So I need to be able to recoup at least 2 of these from this. And that's just like one thing that I'm thinking about. But this isn't my main job, so anything I make off of this is extra. And just gonna pay for supplies anyways. All right, so I'm done with this piece. It is it is a diptych, I guess, but I would actually put them together on a board. There's these like large sticky boards that you can stick your paper artworks to. So I think that's what I'll do. I just have to order it, but it's gonna look like this, and I think it looks really great. It's large. I don't know the size actually, but I'll get it in a second. Okay, I just measured it. It's 64 by 40. But man, I love how this turned out. It would look crazy framed, and I think I will do it. And I'm gonna get a nice simple frame. I might do a silver frame. Yeah, I think that would be really fun. I wonder if I can turn the flashlight on. Do I have a flashlight? All right, I'm really happy how this turned out. I would frame it like this, one upside down one right side up. It's 64 by 40 inches. And it's really fun. And I had a lot of fun making it. I have a flashlight here so you can see that it's this crink metallic paint. But yeah, it was really fun to paint. Just had this idea, and normally I do paint like 1 or 2 or even up to 3 paintings at a time, and I felt like these go together really well. So I'm gonna get a big there's like these sticky boards that you can get to stick paper art pieces to so that you can frame them. So I'm gonna get one this size and do that and then get it framed, and I think it'll look really, really cool. All right, I'm really happy how this turned out. I would frame it like this, one upside down, one right side up. It's 64 by 40 inches. And it's really fun. And I had a lot of fun making it. I have a flashlight here so you can see that it's this crink metallic paint. But yeah, it was really fun to paint. Just had this idea, and normally I do paint like 1 or 2 or even up to 3 paintings at a time, and I felt like these go together really well. So I'm gonna get a big there's like these sticky boards that you can get to stick paper art pieces to so that you can frame them. So I'm gonna get one this size and do that and then get it framed, and I think it'll look really, really cool.